I wanna have a serious conversation while I cook myself a little breakfast, you know what I'm saying? One thing I've been learning throughout my walk with God lately is that despite how I feel, I still have to show up, you know? And I feel like that's a topic I consistently bring up on this channel, but it hasn't been until now, right, that I'm really seeing how hard it is. Like, clearly, yeah, I'm showing up, but every day I'm battling this emptiness in my chest, this heaviness. It's hard not being understood by your family, but it's even harder when your family goes throughout the furthest extent to ostracize you. When, in all honesty, they just don't have it in them to learn from their own mistakes. It's frustrating. And in the midst of all that, the Lord continues to guide me to give them grace. He continues to guide me to, yes, stand firm on my beliefs and on who I am, but in that same extent, not to fall back into who my family had once shaped me to be. Someone with no backbone, someone who didn't know how to show up for themselves, and someone that just took orders but never truly understood what the point of them were. It's frustrating. Like right now, I'm at home all by myself, and my family went to some type of Christmas event or whatnot. It's frustrating. Things become a lot more real when you're in a household with people you grew up with that know exactly what you've been through, that once used to stand by you and help you, but then decide to move about in their own way because helping you became too much of a problem for them. It's frustrating. And I feel like calling it frustrating is the only thing I'm able to do, because I think I've become numb to the entire situation. But in that same extent, I don't like being numb. And going through my walk with Christ, He pulls me out of that mentality day after day. But I'll be honest with you, that's when it becomes even harder, because there's this constant push and pull between forgiving, looking forward to what the future is, and still having to figure out what the future is for myself. Granted, the Lord has blessed me with amazing people to help me throughout my time of need, but you know, nobody can ever truly replace your family, and you'll always have like that inkling of love for your family, whether they understand it or not. But it's just frustrating, you know, and I feel like I should have this real talk with y'all, because I'm not the only person going through a situation as this. I've had a lot of people come up to me, whether it be in DMs or in comments, telling me about the exact situations they're going through with their families and how they've been ostracized for things that their families just refuse to heal from. Not to mention, for me, for instance, with the thing that's going on in my family, from each cousin to aunt to uncle, their perspective is I should fold. I should understand where my parents are coming from and whatnot. And here's where it becomes tricky and frustrating. It's not that I don't understand where my parents are coming from. It's just that they're wrong. Like, I understand where they're coming from. I see where the trauma sits. I see where the cultural norms are. And the problem is, if I am to allow them to treat me anyway and get away with not actually putting in the effort to understand that I had autism, it'd be one thing if nobody ever really spoke to them about it. But the fact that I would continuously bring it up, try to go to doctors when I would have my depression screenings, and they forcibly made me change my answers on a lot of my exams so that way they don't get in trouble for how they abused me. in the midst of me trying to figure out what was wrong with me mentally. That's where it's like, even though I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, the Lord's like, nah, I need you to get your justice. I need you to heal. I need you to be able to move forward with peace in mind, peace in heart, still forgiving them, but standing on your own integrity. And it's like, for people that call themselves Christians, it's difficult to see that they don't really stand on those principles that they ingrained into me. You know? It's like, it's just strange. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about some of these things because I'm not the only person dealing with this kind of problem in their lives. And I know there's a lot of kids out there that don't really have a voice for them. They don't have someone that's willing to stand up for them when it comes to their family dynamic. They don't have someone that's willing to help them gain a bit of clarity on what's going on in their own mental, what's going on with the way that they see the world. So it's cool that throughout this hardship, I'm also seeing what exactly the Lord wanted to teach me this entire time. I'm also seeing the clarity that He's been able to provide throughout this. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm just not the type of person to sugarcoat my walk with the Lord. I'm not the type of person to sugarcoat how life truly is when you're 10 toes for the Lord and you're trying to grow from glory to glory on a daily basis. It's not an easy journey. And a lot of times it'll be the people that are right next to you that'll snake you and will fight tooth and nail to bring you down because your clarity exposes their insecurities. And a lot of times, some people just aren't ready to look at their own insecurities. They're not ready for that. But that's what it means to be an adult. To look at your own failure, your own shortcoming, your own insecurities, face them and overcome them. It's not about whether you have the most money. It's not about whether you have a house. It really ain't about none of that. All that is added on is great, yes. But if you can't face your own insecurities, if you can't face your own failures, then what exactly are you doing as an adult besides just spreading trauma, spreading problems with no actual solution for them? You're just blaming other people for places that you failed because nobody else took responsibility for when you were hurting. And I can't sit down and allow that to happen because in all honesty, that's what my parents went through. Nobody took responsibility for where they were hurt. And granted, in the place and time where they were at, you know, that's just what life was. But the Lord gave them chance time and time again to come to a new place, to gain a new perspective. And when it comes with dealing with the Lord, you can give whatever excuse you would like to. But in the moment where your own failure to humble yourself starts affecting other children that are following the Lord as well, the Lord don't play that. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that because, keep in mind, He gave me a platform. There were times where I wasn't showing up in the way that I was supposed to, and that was hindering other people's walks. I had to repent for that. I had to learn to walk in the way that the Lord needs me to, not in the way that I wanted to. So that's why I don't play around when it comes to my parents, because you're supposed to be the example for the family. If you can't see where you've fallen short and apply pressure to get up out of there, get up out of your sin, what difference does it make that you're a father or a mother? Because in all honesty, what you're teaching these children is to just harbor resentment, to harbor pain within, and then put it on their own children once they have their own kids, you know? Bring it to their own families and destroy their families from within. It just doesn't make sense. And it's just like, why are you allowing your arrogance to not see the plain truth that's in your face? And clearly, you know, that happens all the time. It's not the first time human beings allow arrogance to just destroy any semblance of love, family, peace, respect that they had. But I didn't really expect it from my own parents. I put them on a higher pedestal than that, but I guess that's what happens when you idolize your parents as well. You can't idolize people, y'all. You gotta let God be the main benefactor of all your praise. Because things like this happen. But anyway though, I'm home alone. Making me a little brekkie face. I already made white rice the other day, so this is just gonna be, Jesus. So this is just gonna be some type of lentil meat goulash type beat. I don't know. But yeah, it be feeling heavy sometimes, twin. This walk is not for the weak, but seeing the people that are resonating with me and the people I've been able to help, that in itself just gave me so much peace about the situation. It's not that the situation has gotten easier, but seeing the people I've helped, seeing the people that have been looking for a light, a voice, someone that understood them, someone that would pray for them, you know? It's beautiful. The other day on TikTok, somebody had commented and asked me to pray for them for clarity. Gave me their full name, rundown of what they need. You know how beautiful it is to have someone that trusts in your prayers. Not that the power of your prayers are greater than someone else's, but they trust that you are, the walk that you have with Christ is in the place where it needs to be able to have an effective prayer for somebody else. That's beautiful. I feel like people don't understand how much of a blessing just being able to pray is. And I'm not saying that from a pretentious place, but even I had to learn how important prayers truly are and how beautiful it is for a community, you know? And that's not something I was taught, that's something I just seen, but through my walk with the Lord, through seeing the things that I've overcome because of other people's prayers and seeing how my prayers mixed with other people's prayers create this beautiful just atmosphere, you know? It's beautiful. It is but beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna be out now. I just wanted to talk because the Lord put on my heart to get back in front of the camera. So I did my job. You guys have a good day. New content coming soon.